Hello, everyone. It is good to be with you all today. I hope your week is off to a wonderful start. Mine is. Yesterday I had the Mindful Dating Intensive group, it's just a really great way to start the week. Monday mornings, who says they're looking forward to that? Very few people, but I just have the best start to the week. It's a great group. And then I just started teaching a class at Mindfulness Coaching School called Coaching Today's Leaders, dealing with moral leadership, emotional intelligence, and diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. So that's really fun too. So it was a really wonderful Monday. And then capping it all off, we had a great storm here in Arizona. Unfortunately, as a result of the storm, my internet is still out. So hopefully my phone serves as a decent hotspot. Today I wanted to hop on and talk to you about one belief that's likely blocking your path to a healthy, loving partnership. And I'm not talking here to people or about people who don't want a partnership. The path of partnership is not for everybody. What I'm talking about here are people who want a partner, people who, if you're out there dating, probably it's because you want a partner. You've tried to find a partner. You have had losses, you've had breakups, divorces, maybe even you've been widowed. And you've been out there trying to find someone new, someone better than the past, and just getting frustrated. And if this sounds like you, maybe you have this hidden belief under the surface. And if you do, I have some things that can be really helpful for you. When you have this hidden belief that I'm about to talk about, when this is operating under the surface, it leads you to really hold back on dating effectively. It leads you to not even put yourself out there very much. It leads you to not put yourself in the way of love, not get yourself out into places where you could meet somebody, not talk to people about possible singles they might know. It leads you not to try apps, even though an app all by itself isn't going to be the very best thing or the only thing, but it just leads you to not put yourself out there in any of the many ways that you could be putting yourself out there. It is especially likely that you will give up on dating, that you're going to lose patience with the process. If you have this one hidden belief, you're going to just say, oh, this app, I was on it for like a week and it sucked and I'm out. I didn't meet anybody. Nobody responded to my DMs. I had 3 coffee dates in the last 2 months and I didn't really like anybody. Didn't find anyone. I'm done. It is also very likely that if you have this one hidden belief, you are very likely to compromise on what's important to you. And it's really interesting how this leads you to compromise. So I'm going to unpack this in just a minute. But if you have this secret belief, it's very likely that your inner people pleasers are going to ambush you on dates and you're going to do a lot to try to get along with somebody and keep them around and have another date with them because of this belief that is incorrect. And so that's the impact of this belief. And that's why I'm talking about it today, because none of that is really going to get you the healthy, lasting love that you deserve, that is your birthright, that you just should have for showing up here on planet Earth. And if it's something your heart wants, I know it's for you. I know that it's out there. And if you have this secret belief, that's going to block your ability to find it. And here's what it sounds like a lot of the time. Here's what will come out of your mouth, or here's what you'll hear your friends say. If it's meant to be, it'll be. If it's meant to be, it'll be. And that's what it sounds like on the surface. And that's really close to the actual belief itself. Another thing you might hear is, there's no one out there for me. There's no one out there for me. Or it just hasn't happened for me yet. And I know that this is a smokescreen for hidden belief. And I also know it's an incorrect belief. And I know that if you take the time to think about it and unpack it, you are going to throw that belief out, because you don't take that line of approach with anything in your life. You don't say, oh, if it's meant to be, it'll be. I don't need to look out the windshield of my car when I drive. I'll get there safely. We don't do that. You don't say if it's meant to be, it will be. My business will grow itself. You don't say if it's meant to be, it will be. I don't need to bother getting an education to be a fill in the blank that I would love to become. You never take that line of approach. You never say, oh, career success just isn't out there for me. You apply yourself to getting those things. And you don't say, oh, it just hasn't happened for me yet. You don't take a passive approach to anything in your life. So when those are the things coming out of your mouth about dating, about relationships, about romance, chances are good that this secret belief is underneath it. And if you're hearing this out of the mouths of your friends, chances are good this secret belief is beneath it. And I'm going to unpack this and I'm going to tell you what that belief is. The belief is, I'm not meant to be loved. Because what does it say? Otherwise, if it's meant to be, it will be. If I'm meant to have a partner, if I'm meant to be loved, it will be. And so if you say, if it will be, and it isn't yet, what's underneath that is the belief that you are not meant to be loved. That the universe or life itself has somehow decided that you alone, among the 7.4 billion people on the planet, are intended to not have healthy, lasting love. And I am here to tell you that is completely incorrect. Of course, you're meant to be loved. Everybody here on this planet is meant to be loved. You're meant to be loved for who you are, just as you are, just for showing up. And when that is the secret belief underneath, I'm not meant to be loved, maybe I'm not meant to be loved, it comes out like, oh, if it's meant to be, it will be. And it leads you to take a really passive approach. Because if deep inside you believe you're not meant to be loved, why on earth would you put yourself out there? Why take the risk? Because then every rejection, every date that doesn't go well, everybody you DM who doesn't contact you back is only confirmation of that secret hidden belief. And I'm here talking to you about this super vulnerable, super intimate thing that's underneath the surface for so many people, because I think if you were able to make that conscious, if you were able to be aware of it, you were able to unhide that from yourself, you would, of course, know that's not true. You would, of course, say, oh, well, that's nonsense. Of course I'm meant to be loved. Who's not meant to be loved? Everybody's meant to be loved. And since I'm meant to be loved and it isn't happening, maybe there's something I can do differently. But when you're out there believing, oh, if it's meant to be, it will be, there's no one out there for me, one of two things happens. Because underneath, if you believe, underneath, if it's meant to be, it will be underneath belief, the hidden belief is, I'm not meant to be loved. If that's the core belief, you have two options. And these are the ones that I see a lot of people taking. The first option is to push against that and say, I don't want love anyway. It doesn't matter. I don't want love. I'm independent. I'm strong and I don't need love. And you push against it and you deny your own desire for love. You don't take the steps that are necessary to open your heart to love. And underneath the whole time, you are busy reinforcing for yourself that belief that you are somehow not meant to be loved. Of course, you're meant to be loved. The other thing that happens is you lean into that belief that you're not meant to be loved by giving up or giving in. You decide that you're not meant to be loved just the way you are, so you have to pretend to be somebody else in order to get loved. And you give up on yourself. You compromise your values. You get yourself into relationships that aren't good for you, that are toxic. And if we can just make that belief conscious and you can become aware of it, you have other options available. One is you can just really directly question that belief. And I have a self-liberation challenge, a 5-day self-liberation challenge. It's coming up in August. We talk all about questioning beliefs. We do a lot of that inside the Mindful Dating Intensive. So if something you need to work on, we can do that inside the Mindful Dating Intensive. The other thing that can happen is when you correct that incorrect belief, when you know for a fact you're meant for love, everybody's meant for love, you then have an option to find more effective processes for dating. You have the option to do the work to take away everything inside you that's pushing away love, to let down those barriers, to get super clear on who you want to let in, to get incredibly specific and selective about who you let in, and find an amazing partner who's going to be great for you. And that's the opportunity that you can open up when you are able to find that hidden belief, question it, dismantle it, let go of it, and replace it with the truth that you are 100% meant for love. You are 100% lovable just the way you are, for who you are. And there's a whole lot of love out there for you when you can let go of all of those nonsense beliefs. And if you have those beliefs, it's not your fault. There are reasons you have those beliefs. Many of us had parents who couldn't love us just the way we are. Critical parents can really do a number on us. We may have had teachers who couldn't really love us or appreciate what we had to offer. We may have had our hearts broken by partners. We may have had, and this is especially true in the queer community, that we have had difficulties coming to terms with our gender and sexuality and had a hard time feeling accepted for and as who we are. You may have had a death. You may have had a divorce. All of those things can start to make you question whether or not you're lovable. So if that's a deep hidden belief in there, totally not your fault you have it. And certainly you want to get rid of that. So if you're in that category, a couple of things. One, I do have the 5-day dating reset coming up, and I can show you how in that step-by-step process you can start to sidestep that belief and just take on some more effective and practical dating processes that are going to be better for you and have better results. And two is, if you want to do a deeper dive into dismantling those beliefs, my self-liberation challenge is coming up in about 4 weeks. So hang on for that one. And if you want to do both of them, do both of them. I offer these things for free because I really like for people who are considering being my client to do those things before even approaching me about becoming a client, because I really want you to get to know me, know how I work, get a little free sample to see if this is really for you. My 5-day events are really absolutely a gift. You have no obligation. I don't give them as a way to lure you in. I give them as a way for you to try on coaching with me to see if it's a good fit. And if it is, then I make it really easy for you after that to step into coaching and to step into that connection with me. So if you have any questions about any of that, please just shoot me a message. I'd be happy to get you the links that you need so that you can get registered for those events. And if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, or if any of this resonates or lands, please let me know in the comments below or shoot me a message. I know a lot of you prefer to message me privately rather than comment publicly. Either way, it's just really great for me to hear some feedback from you. I hope you are having a wonderful week so far, and I hope that you have a good end of your week. I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye.